as Sandy Smith begins building a new solar and wind power station on the land the town bought from the farmers. A new situation is brewing in Arlington, the large suburb between Dallas and Fort Worth. Well, this isn't good. I was looking for information on the Faithful Remnant, and I discovered that it has relocated its headquarters to Arlington, Texas. And several of its board of directors are now directly involved in the Christian Way Academies. The branch in Houston that Debbie and Lucy Sims visited years ago is now shut down, but a new one is being established in Arlington. And the principal of the new school will be my Uncle Paul. You know, the one who was in charge of the old Houston school.
Oh no. How can they be so irresponsible as to allow that child rapist to serve in another school?
I did some research into Uncle Paul's case. It seems that at least 2 of the jurors at his trial were Mormons like him, and they stubbornly refused to convict him, causing the rest of the jurors to agree to acquit him.
Religious bias, the greatest destroyer of integrity. Though technically he was acquitted, so his record is clean.
O.J. Simpson was also acquitted of murder, but we all know he did it. And he was later sent to prison for something else.
So your uncle must actually rape another child to get busted again? I've heard of innocent until proven guilty, but this is outrageous. That's our corrupt legal system for you. We are just going to have to wait for some scandal to bring down the Christian Way School in Arlington, just like the one in Houston. You want to send me away to this Christian Way Academy next fall? Why? Debbie Belmont, it is clear we failed to raise you properly with Christian values, and thus you were seduced by that boy who got you pregnant. Maybe the teachers at that school can succeed where we failed. But I don't want to go. I like the school I'm at now.
You don't have a choice, Deborah. As long as you are a minor in our custody, we can send you to any school we want. And we don't want you staying here to possibly corrupt your sisters in turn. So the matter is settled. You are going to that school in Arlington in a few months, and that's final. So you are recommending that I move to this town and then run for mayor of it against Sandy Smith? Yes. As a major media figure, you have plenty of influence. Why not go into politics, since you have been a political commentator for many years? My company will provide you with all the funding you need. You can make appeals to traditional values, freedom, lower taxes, and patriotism to build your following. And so I can get my revenge on Sandy Smith. I accept your offer. But before I start, there's one thing I think I should do. Rush Scumba then makes a call to Annie Revolter. Annie, I've felt like we are soulmates for years. How about we get married? Then we can team up and take on the leftists together and defeat them. Sandy Smith is herself unmarried and in no way represents the values that appeal to middle America. She must be stopped, and we can do that.
So you want to replace her as mayor of her town, and then I would be its first lady? And then we could establish a power base there to eradicate her influence for good. I accept. Consider me the future Miss Scumba.
Well, that was easy. I always wanted a hot babe like her by my side. Whatever can give you an edge in this upcoming race, I suppose. But standing nearby and pretending to mind his own business is Sean Flowers. After Rush Scumba and Don Dacron leave the diner. Those cheap assholes didn't even bother to leave a tip. And what they're planning is treacherous. Mrs. Smith should be warned.
Tell me that's just a lame joke. Rush Scumba has never lived in this town, but wants to be its next mayor. The irony is that when I first ran for mayor, Ted Anderson tried to smear me by calling me an outsider, even though I lived in the town for many years. The double standards are obvious, no. So, what are you going to do? Are you still planning to step down? Maybe you shouldn't. Who else can stand up to Rush Scumba? I know just the person. I just have to convince him to run.
So you are sure about this? Didn't I lose to Wayne Bentley? You should ask him to run.
Unlike me or even Mr. Bentley, you were born in this town, And your father was one of its leaders too, so you have a knowledge of the town and its history that is peerless. Plus you are married and thus have the kind of credibility before the public I do not have. Image in politics is everything, so you are the best choice.
All right, I accept your recommendation. I will start my campaign next week.